Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the talking points from social media, and we've got this coming through from PW Insider that Jade Cargill is no longer at the Performance Center where she has been training over the past few weeks. It looks like she's preparing for her TV comeback. Don't think this is a big surprise. Obviously, we've kind of intensified the whole who attacked Jade story. Does feel like that's going to pay off, and of course we're expecting it to pay off this side of WrestleMania, so not the most shocking news in the world, but a little update there from PW Insider. So Football 24085, shout out to you buds. We got a bit of information about the global ratings coming through. You can see that this week posted another 2.8 million. I think it was Big Time Baxter that just on our watch along says that WrestleNomics have got that worked out as about 1.3, 1.4 million in the US. That means that it's probably around, if not a little below, where it was when it was on USA Network. So yeah, the numbers seem to be holding now. They seem to be flatlining now. Obviously, we had a good few weeks of a decline. Good start and then a decline. That's natural. Seems to be kind of flatlining. So it'll be interesting to see what WWE do with that. Obviously, we know that next week is going to be a pretty big show because that's going to be the show coming out of Elimination Chamber. We know that we've got a women's title match on that, and obviously we're going to have all the fallout from Elimination Chamber. So maybe we'll see a little boost next week on Raw. But then we are very much into prime WrestleMania season, right? Okay, Maverick, Cody is gonna refuse the offer, right? So this is interesting because this has been viewed 2.1 million times, right? I got tagged in this and people are like, what do we think? Okay, so this is just a theory. It's not really news, but it is news because it's been viewed over 2 million times. So Cody refuses the offer, okay? CM Punk wins the Chamber. Okay. Rock tries to steal the Mania main event, like 2013, to teach Cody a lesson at Mania. CM Punk uses his favor to get Roman to take care of The Rock. So The Rock tries to once again cut in front of CM Punk and prevent him from main event in WrestleMania. I like that. Because of the history between them. I think that's good. This then means that CM Punk has to call in that favor. That favor is going to mean that Roman comes in and takes care of The Rock. The only thing I would say with that is there is no issue between Rock and Roman at the moment. They seem to be on pretty good terms. We all saw The Rock putting that Ula Fala over the neck of Roman. So, I mean, we can cause tension there. That's not a problem. But would Roman want to do that? Why? Like, the favor being called into Paul, how is Paul going to make Roman do that? How can Paul make Roman do that? That's the thing I might just struggle with here. It's one thing for Paul to go off and do a favor, but how is Paul the wise man gonna make Roman confront The Rock when there's nothing in it for Roman? I know it's the favor, but it's Paul that owes the favor. It's not Roman that owes the favor. So that's the bit that I'm a bit like, not sure about that bit, but I'm still with it. Roman confronts Rock and his thirst for power. Maybe The Rock could make a comment that upsets Roman. Maybe that makes it a bit easier for Roman to confront him. But anyway, basically, the power ties into Ula Fala, head of the family. We get Roman Rock for the Ula Fala at Mania. So basically, we end up doing Rock Roman night 1, and we would end up doing CM Punk against Cody night 2. I don't know how people feel about this just because it's been viewed a lot of times. I don't know if that means it's been agreed with a lot of times. I got a couple of little questions in there that I'm not 100% on. Obviously, people would rightfully ask, where does this leave Cena trying to win number 17? The favor thing is something that would need a little bit of work. The other thing as well is I'm just not convinced that The Rock's going to have a match at WrestleMania. I think that The Rock is doing this to put a little wrinkle in the road to WrestleMania, but I don't know that it's going to lead to him actually competing at WrestleMania. So I got some serious doubts that it goes this way, but over 2 million views on that theory. I thought it was worth just chucking around. Right, Vince McMahon, if he is going to launch a new wrestling company, apparently Fox is not going to be involved. We spoke about this yesterday. I've not heard rumors on this, but it came from Conrad Thompson and it came from Eric Bischoff. They've heard rumors. But basically, a Fox spokesman has said the network is not working with Vince McMahon on a new wrestling company. That coming from The Athletic. Now, The Athletic aren't known for their wrestling news, but they are known when it comes to football, soccer. They're very good when it comes to breaking stories in that world. So I know them more from that world, and they are a very trusted source there. Don't really know about wrestling news, but, I mean, they're saying that a Fox spokesman says there's nothing to this about Vince working on a new wrestling company with Fox. He could be working on a wrestling company, but just maybe Fox isn't involved. But to be honest with you, if you haven't got TV distribution, your wrestling company is not really worth very much. You've got to have a TV platform, a network that is going to be willing to show it. Otherwise, you've just got an indie promotion. And I don't think Vince is interested in running an indie promotion. Right, Drew McIntyre has a few words to say about John Cena. This episode is going to be quite stacked, so I don't think we're going to get a chance to really dig into this, but he's just making a really good point. He said John Cena put himself into the chamber. Obviously, there's been a couple of people that have made comments, but no one's really come out and said anything against John. And he actually, says, I've not forgotten about all the stuff that happened when I was young, John. He's kind of making out that, maybe Drew struggled to kind of climb that ladder. Perhaps there was some obstacles that were put in his way. He says, I'm not that boy anymore. I'm a man now. I'm a psychopath that you're going to be locked in the chamber with. And so he's just kind of really building up the chamber. So, interesting. Few words here for John Cena. Right, Johnny, shout out to you. Rock clearly doesn't want his bad guy image to be shown to the non-wrestling followers, hence all this kayfabe breaking and telling everyone it's just a character. He should stay out of storylines if he's that worried. So the reason for this is because The Rock posted this. Thanks for watching the show. We got some disruptive moves coming up, so tune in. Love playing this audacious, unpredictable character known as the final boss. Toronto, I'll see you this weekend. And I think Johnny has absolutely nailed it. I think the reason why The Rock does this, why he does not use this platform as a way to kind of reinforce what he says on the show. He could do that. He could be tweeting out like, Cody, you've got a big decision to make. Make sure it's the right one. I'll see you this Saturday. But he's not doing that. Instead, he's coming out going, I love playing this character of the final boss. And that is really upsetting quite a few wrestling fans that don't really like this happening, right? But I completely agree with Johnny. I think the reason why it happens is because The Rock has got a lot of followers that he doesn't want to upset, that maybe don't understand the wrestling business. And they wouldn't understand that The Rock is not really being an evil person, right? And so if he's got Papa Tui, he's got his tequila, he's got all of those movies. If people hate The Rock, Moana 2 can suffer. And think of all the people, the animators and Disney and imagine people not going to that because, I can't stand The Rock. Not after how he treated that Cody guy. So I do understand. I do get it. But I do think he's compromised as well. I do think that he's in a situation where he's got to tread so carefully. And that may have shown itself on that Netflix premiere episode. That might explain why he came out and he was all out of character, why he was breaking kayfabe, because he is so worried about all the other stuff that he does, like suffering. And so I thought that was an excellent observation. So yeah, this was a message that was posted by The Rock the other day, and Johnny saying a really good point about how the non-wrestling followers, because I mean, he's got 500 million Instagram followers, 500 million, right? And they ain't all tuning into WWE, right? WWE Raw this week did 2.8 million, right? He's got 500 million Instagram. That's a lot of people that ain't engaging in wrestling, right? So you could understand him being a bit cautious. Bianca Belair, right? So here we got Naomi. She says, Bianca told me to keep my head up, and that's what I'm going to do. We are chamber bound, right? So Naomi, just come on. Bianca's like, let's go. Liv is going to have to face us again in the chamber. We're just getting started. So did wonder how this relationship between Naomi and Bianca would be after losing those tag titles. Seems like it's strong, yeah? And Liv responded, y'all are obsessed with me. So there we go. That's where we are following Raw with those guys. Let's go over to NXT. I need the NXT folder. Let's go to NXT. So, yeah, there was a little bit of drama on the bus. They did end up showing this on the show, though, where Kelani and Jaida kind of got into it. So this was Arianna Grace before NXT tonight. Here as well, Wrestle votes. There's a lot of buzz that the Hardy Boyz are making their NXT return tonight, and that is just the beginning. The legendary duo are expected to have a main roster program this summer. That coming from Wrestle votes. So Jimmy, shout out to you. Here's Shawn Michaels, and this is worth a watch because it's just so great to see him with the Hardy Boyz.
All right, boys and girls, here we are in Cincinnati, Ohio. Once again, NXT on the road. Big, exciting tonight on CW, 8 o'clock, and you never know what's going to happen on NXT. Because I got news for you. You never know who's going to show up. The Hardys, they are in town right here in Cincinnati.
NXT is going to get extreme. Hey, what's on the menu, Chef?
I got news for you. A lot of things going on, Jeff. Why don't you tell them about it?
Yes, sir. It's a Hardy party at NXT.
Get ready. NXT coming at you, 8 o'clock. CW, look out.
That's cool, isn't it? That's cool. A bit of nerves there, I'd imagine, from Jeff. But it was so great seeing them on NXT tonight. So Shawn just previewing the show. There they were arriving just before the episode really kicked off. And then we heard from this group as well. So Word of Wrestling, shout out to you, said Dion Lennox teasing that the new group, saying we don't know where they will show up. So you don't know when we're going to show up and what we're going to do. One thing is for sure, no one is safe. So they didn't really do a great deal on the show. They attacked No Quarter Catch Crew. They didn't really do loads, actually. They didn't cause that much disruption this week. And then that was the layout. Obviously, there's the walkway on this stage. Looked like it was a music venue. So, John Taylor, shout out to you, buds. Appreciate posting this because it was a bit of a different layout. We weren't at the Performance Center. We was obviously in Cincinnati. What a show. We will blast through NXT. I know not everyone watches this, but Stephanie retained her championship over Carmen Petrovic, but then out came Julia. That's when we found out that champion versus champion, title for title. This match wasn't quite made in this moment. It would be made later by Ava. She would announce that this will go down in 2 weeks' time, Madison Square Garden. They're going to do the theater in Madison Square Garden, and that show is stacked, right? And this is now a match we're going to get. One of these women is leaving with both belts. I don't know if they will or if there will be shenanigans, like double count out, something like that. But, yeah, at the moment, it's being advertised. Title for title, one woman is leaving with all the gold. What a match that is going to be. I will see you tonight. Yeah, Lola Vice came in and had a few words for Arianna Grace here. This set up a match between these two later in the show. Always great to see Santino Marella, of course. Then we went to our second match. This was Moose defending the X Division Championship against Lexis King, and Moose emerging victorious. Out would come Oba Femi afterwards. He would be a little less cryptic. He said, "See you in 2 weeks. I will defend the NXT Championship against you." So we are going to get Moose versus Oba Femi, NXT Championship on the line. He said Titan versus Titan. And a lot of people took that as title versus title, but it isn't. It's Titan versus Titan. It is just the NXT Championship that's being defended. Then we saw this new group, but we didn't get the name. Obviously, we know that these guys have been together for a little while, but Izzy Dame joining them a few weeks ago. And it was good. Good little video package. Then we had Jordynne Grace come down to the ring. She was talking about how special NXT was. And then Roxanne Perez came out. Kind of thought she was already on the main roster, but she came out and looks like these two are on a collision course. Obviously, they faced each other before, but I'm totally down for seeing it again. Lexis King just talking following his loss. He said, "I might not have won, but tonight proved to everyone that I can go toe-to-toe with anyone from any promotion. I put my city, my home, my kingdom on the map tonight. Thank you, Cincinnati, for the warmest homecoming a king could ask for. Long live Lexis King." So we had that. Then we moved on to this. Backstage, we had Javon and Trick. I think Trick must have been in a dark match because we didn't actually see him on the show. But yeah, he is showing a little bit more aggression. He's definitely, like, you know, he was kind of standing up to Javon a little bit here. I said during the watch long, he reminds me a lot of Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua was always smiley, happy, lovely, had lovely, kind words to say about everyone. And then he suffered a few losses, and now he's like kicking off at press conferences, sit down interviews. Is like, nah, don't push me, don't cross that line. And like, we're seeing a different side to him. We're seeing like there's a killer there. He's trying to stay in that mindset. I think we're seeing that with Trick Williams as well. So not loads to this, but just getting a little glimpse and people wondering, is heel Trick coming soon? But I don't know that that's where it's going. Then, of course, wow, we had the Hardys coming out. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant to see them making their entrance in NXT. Great crowd reaction. That's the face paint that Jeff was wearing. Of course, they are TNA tag champs. So that's why they had the belts with them. They were in action taking on No Quarter Catch Crew. They were taking on Tavian Heights, Milesborn, and the Hardy Boyz retained after an awesome showing. After that, Fraxium got in the ring, and the match was made for Roadblock. In a couple of weeks' time, it's going to be Fraxium against the Hardy Boyz, or should I say the Hard Boys, because Santino came out and he made the match. So he said that in 2 weeks, it will be Fraxium taking on the Hard Boys. And that is, I can't remember what belt that's for. I don't know if that's for the NXT tag titles or the TNA tag titles, but that is in a couple of weeks' time. And that was great because Fraxium are like, we're the best team in the world right now. You're the greatest team of all time. Let's see who the best really is. So really good, really good. Roxanne, following her segments, said, "It's still my division, losers." So, and then backstage, we actually had the Secret Hervis and Chelsea Green. They bumped into Sol Ruca and Zaria, and Piper did have a taser. So, look at that. It's in her hand right there. So, she's ready, man. The Secret Hervis was ready with a taser. And basically a match is made, not for 2 weeks' time, not Roadblock, next week. It's going to be Sol Ruca and Zaria taking on Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Chelsea was like, just do whatever. Agree to whatever. Let's just get rid of them. And then after they went, she went, what did you agree with? And then she got told that it was a tag match next week, and then she got a bit concerned. Honestly, it was breakneck speed. It was so entertaining. There was so much stuff that happened on this episode. Then we got this match. You can see that mark there. I do have the footage of how it was believed to be caused, but nasty, nasty bump on her forehead. So this was the Arianna Grace against Lola Vice match. Pretty short. Lola Vice getting the win. I should have the footage up here, this bit. Arianna laid that headbutt in. That's where the bump on Lola's head came from. So here, if we go to this, you can hear it as well. Right to the steel. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? I'm going to turn it up.
Fine. Right to the steel. And now...
Oh, mate. If it was that, I mean... Oh, I'm amazed she didn't knock herself out. This might not be selling in this month. Mate, that was horrific. That was horrific. Then we had Ava come out. She just was talking about all the matches that have been made for 2 weeks' time and made the Stephanie Julia match official. Eddie Thorpe said he wants Trick Williams just as much as Trick Williams wants to get his hands on him. So looks like we're not done with that feud. These are the matches that are made for next week then. So we are going to get Tony against Shawn Spears, North American Championship match. That's coming up next week. As well as that, we've got Sol and Zaria against Chelsea and the Secret Hervis. That's next week. And then Kelani against Jaida. We saw that tension on the bus. And so that's been made for next week as well. So next week looks really good. But in 2 weeks' time, that looks even better. Champion versus champion. Title for title. Hardy's against Fraxium as well. Oba against Moose. I mean, it is just going to be so stacked. And we're in New York. And we're in Madison Square Garden. Oh, my God. Then we got the first entrance for Ricky Saints. And I really like it. I think it's really good. I would probably change the graphics. I think they're a bit basic. I think we could do something a bit better. It would be really good, actually, if these models do the hand thing when he does it. Imagine if they're just kind of like standing, looking around, and then as soon as he does it, they do it in the background, and it's all like perfectly timed. That would be sick. And I sort of feel like we could make it just look a little better. It feels a little bit thrown together. But I like the lasers. The music itself, I think he says, welcome to the revolution. And that's great because I can hear that being said at a rumble and the crowd like going, oh my God, it's Ricky Saints. It's Ricky Saints. And then the music kicks in. A bit like when the glass shatters and then the music kicks in, you know? Or like sometimes you can, if you smell, and then the music kicks in. I like it when there's a little summer and then the music kicks in, and he's got that. So, yeah, I like the Welcome to the Revolution. I thought the music was pretty good as well. I liked it, but I would just tweak the Titantron. This was Javon's. Look how big they've made the Performance Center. Like, what the flip's this? There's about 5 times as many people here as can fit in the actual Performance Center. So they've really abandoned accuracy. But yeah, we had this, look, we had Javon's entrance, and then it cut to his actual entrance. Boom, like that. Which was kind of nice. Right, yeah, during this main event match, so this was Ricky Saints and Javon Evans taking on Wesley and Ethan Page, and there was Tony Fumbled chants. Tony Fumbled. The NXT fans aren't letting Tony rest. So, Tony Fumble chance in the main event. Of course, Ricky Saints would be the one that would secure the victory and get the pin. And honestly, there was moments in this match he really seemed like he was exhaling. He really seemed like it was a relief. I think it was mentioned in the chat, it's been over like 300 days since he had his last TV match. And it felt that way when that hot tag was made and he went in there. It was just, oh... It's like he'd been waiting for this, you know? So good. So good. That group attack him. That's actually not the right image, but that group attack, no quarter catch crew backstage. We did see that. Is it safe for Piper Niven to have that taser? Here's the Slagent P. She said, I heard the NXT parking lot was very dangerous. Gotta take precautions. This was the headbutt moment, as we said, and Bayley was watching the Hardy Boyz return tonight. So there's the Hardy Boyz coming back on screen. Obviously with the TNA logo. They are the current TNA champs, but there is Bayley watching it at home. So very fun. So yeah, it was absolutely stacked. Absolutely stacked. I just wanted to include this as well because I thought it was a really interesting observation. So Rhea Ripley, my fave, said, I'm hearing Alexa could win the chamber. Nikki Cross could come back and then they could get the titles from Liv and Raquel. So I said, I'm not sure about Alexa winning the chamber as the winner will face Rhea at WrestleMania. But now that Liv and Raquel are the women's tag champs, they can go to Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. A feud with Alexa and Nikki is very possible. Listen, if Liv eliminates Alexa, that means Liv will have eliminated Alexa from the chamber and the Royal Rumble. We know that Uncle Howdy is around and is showing an interest in Alexa. We know the Wyatt Six are looking to bring her in. She's gonna come in, I would imagine, sooner rather than later. I don't think Alexa and Nikki as a tag team taking on these two is out of the realms of possibility now that they're champs and they've got the freedom to go to any brand. So I thought that was very interesting and something worth bringing up here. Okay, I think we might have done everything, so we need to go to fun. I don't know how much we got here. Oh, this is crazy. So I've actually never seen this. This is an episode of Tag Team. It was, they did a pilot episode. It's Roddy Piper and Jesse Ventura. I have never seen a single second of footage, but this is Jesse just grabbing some grapes. They're just at a grocery store, right? And it was going to be a TV show. So, as TV goes, this would have been gold. Please release this on the vault. I don't know that WWE have this, to be honest. But there's a guy and he's about to rob the cashier. And Roddy Piper's like, you're going to regret this. And he steps up to him. This dude's got a baseball bat. Swings for him. Here we go. Gets into a fight and everything. And this is just footage that I have never, ever seen. It was going to be a TV show called Tag Team. And this was the... has he got like a sawn-off shotgun? I mean, I don't know what Roddy Piper's going to do against that, to be honest. But it doesn't matter because here's Jesse the Body. Yeah, and that woman, I mean, look at that. That looks like Stardust. Stardust, that's a reference to Stardust right there. And then they pick this boomer up, chuck him over there. On a really on the bread, which would be really soft. Then the Stardust thing explodes. I'm guessing there's going to be more footage, but yeah, I thought that was crazy. So Muggsy, thank you. I have never seen any footage from that. Dave, shout out to you. Yeah, checks out. That's clearly the inspiration. Clearly. Oh yeah, Mark, Firefly Forever, shout out to you. So basically, there's some backstage footage here of Triple H saying to Jay, go get your son and celebrate. He's in the Shield corner. And the Shield corner is obviously, hard cam wise, it's the one that's in the top right and the one where kind of the prime hydration station normally is. And that's because the Shield would come through the crowd and they would go over the barricade when they were making their entrance. But I didn't know that it was being referred to as the Shield corner. I don't know if that was just a one-off or if that is what it's now called. But we've got gorilla position, right? And now it seems like we've got the Shield corner. So that's really cool. That's really, really cool. So yeah, the Shield corner. Oh my God. Sometimes there is some footage that you've never seen before that comes along that is really special and something that you never really thought about, but is really special. And I saw some behind the scenes footage for WrestleMania 9 that I felt that way about. because that show means a lot to me. It was the first WrestleMania that I ever saw. And this is people outside Madison Square Garden just before WrestleMania 1, 1985. And it goes 12 minutes. We're clearly not going to watch 12 minutes. But the interviewer doesn't get it, right? He's not a wrestling fan. He's like, why are you, isn't it fake? And it is so interesting hearing someone say to the WrestleMania crowd in 1985, isn't this all fake? Why are you watching this? Why do you like this? And hearing the fans respond. These are WWF fans from 1985 about to go into WrestleMania 1, talking to a reporter about why they're there.
Okay, what's your name, first
Rafael.
of all? Rafael what?
Ruiz.
Ruiz. All right, Mr. Ruiz. Why are you here? What's the big deal here?
The main part of the fight that I like to see is Hulk Hogan and Mr. T's fight.
Why? Why?
I think they're going to lose.
You think this is real? Isn't this fake?
Yeah, but it's exciting.
It's exciting,
Even
but
though
fake.
if it's fake, you know, I don't care. It's exciting.
You like it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna have fun?
Yeah.
Good. Go to it, Rafael. Okay, what's your name?
Herb Tannenbaum.
All right, Herb, why are you here?
I'm here because this is the best entertainment around in the city of New York, the United States of America.
You don't look very excited, though, Herb.
Well, I'm excited about it. When I'm inside there at 1 o'clock, but you're going to see wrestling at its all-time pinnacle. You're going to see Mr. T and Hulk Hogan against Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. You're going to see Andre the Giant against John Studd, and this is going to be one of the greatest matches. This is the best entertainment around. When I was a kid, I could root for the Brooklyn Dodgers. They stayed in Brooklyn. Today, the players don't stay anywhere. The teams don't stay anywhere. There are good guys and there are bad guys. This is the best entertainment around.
But these guys, this isn't wrestling. This is show business.
Hey, so is Starsky and Hutch. So is the Love Boat. So is Hill Street Blues. All this is entertainment too. Americans lust for entertainment that's good, high quality, and this is the best around. This Vince McMahon is a genius. This guy has got everybody hooked on this. This is the sport of the 80s. This is the media event of 1985.
This isn't sports, though,
Let me ask you a question. What are you doing here today?
I have no idea. The difference is I'm being paid to be here.
This is true.
You know?
I'm paying to be here. And I'll tell you something, this is exciting, and I'll tell you, we're going to see a great crowd here. These people are wonderful. They're well-behaved, and this is the fun. This is where it's at. Forget the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is super boring. This is excitement.
Okay.
It's really good. I mean, that was like nearly 2 minutes of the 12 minutes. I've watched all 12 minutes. And there's some really good stuff in there. I actually really like the interviewer as well, because he is like, isn't it just fake? I sort of feel like he's the kind of person you encounter that just doesn't get it, but in a way sort of is open to like listening. Like, what am I missing here? Tell me. Why do you like this? And so I didn't find him like to be like disrespectful or anything. I thought he was good, but it is so interesting hearing wrestling fans in 85 being asked, this is just fake, isn't it? Isn't this just fake? And what an answer he gave there. It's the same answer that wrestling fans in 2025 give, right? And that is like, it's just a form of entertainment. It's like a TV show. Like, you enjoy watching Game of Thrones, well, this is just like that. You enjoy watching Walking Dead, this is just like that. He did the exact same thing, but obviously gave shows from like the 80s instead, Hill Street Blues and stuff like that. Like, they're fascinating. I think Alan Cheapshot is someone that, if you really are into your wrestling, assert your wrestling history, definitely someone you should be following. So, Miss Clown, thank you. Really, really enjoyed that. John Taylor, shout out to you, buds. The Hardy Boyz have got a new shirt on WWE Shop. That's great. That is really great. It's so great to see them back, and could just be the beginning, of course, of things. And Justin said, why are people coming at Asuka? And Asuka says, hint, it's my undeniable charm. So I don't actually know what that's in relation to. Oh no, how tragic. Imagine enjoying music without worrying about whether the chords are original. Must be a miserable way to listen. Oh, I do know what this is about. I do know what this. We've got it in the other folder. Asuka went off today. She took no prisoners today. She went off. And it looks like some people were maybe coming after Asuka, and she responded, it's my undeniable charm. That was only 55 minutes ago as well. I actually don't know what prompted this from Asuka. I don't know. But there she is with Kyrie. She was with Kyrie today. So there's a picture just an hour ago, and they both commented about how they've had such a lovely day today. So lovely to see those two together. But we do need to get to those Asuka tweets. Here they are. So, Ewan, shout out to you. Look at this. Macho Man Ring War gear just sold at Heritage Auctions for $26,000. 1990 Macho Man Randy Savage autographed ring gear. Perfect for any Savage fan to lounge around in the house. There's the autograph. Nearly $27,000 for that. Do you really? So here, look, Asuka, Mickie James. I think this is what's prompted it. It was hard cam, WWE slot, really great women's wrestling in Japan. Maybe if you worked this match in Stardom, it could have been something special. So someone has actually gone and got the cage match rating for Asuka versus Mickie James, right? I don't know why. And Asuka said, do you really let worthless, garbage reviews dictate your choices? Be it games or cars. Reviews mean nothing. There's nothing more pathetic than surrendering your own judgment to someone else's opinion. Take full control of your own thoughts. So that's where it started. I actually don't think I saw what the quote tweet was. I saw that, but I didn't see this bit. So that's where it came from, right? And then she carried on. If you can't take the initiative and own your own thoughts, that's just pathetic. Stop letting others' worthless opinions influence you. Even these so-called experts are just nerds like you, no different at all, right? So she was going off, man. She was going off. It's easy to... She's still going. It's easy to pander and suck up just to avoid being hated. All you have to do is put on a fake smile, act like a peace-loving saint, and keep everyone happy, no matter how you really feel inside. But that's completely different from being truly liked in any real sense. In the end, it's just an illusion. Isn't this exactly cubism? The fragmented, multifaceted reality that Pablo Picasso sought to express, now laid bare, ? I have no idea. Do you remember when she was doing funny memes? Do you remember that? She abandoned that today. And I think got a little upset with this person here and then just took no prisoners. So... Oh my God, Alan Cheapshot again with more fascinating footage. That apparently is Vince McMahon Sr. It does look like it, but I've only ever seen a few pictures of him, so that is Vince McMahon's dad, right? Vince McMahon Sr. sat down with Bruno Sammartino, asking him about what he's going to do now. He's just had a match with Killer Kowalski. Bruno's just talking about how he's going to see his family. He can't wait. Have a bit of, of a rest because he's got to face Gorilla Monsoon in a couple of days' time. Let's listen in.
Be with my 3 sons and my wife.
How long a flight is it to Pittsburgh?
Oh, it's only about 45, 50 minutes by jet. So I get home in the morning and have a beautiful day at home and relax and be ready for the next day to get back to work.
When's your next match?
Well, my next match is Wednesday in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
And who are you wrestling there?
Well, another big bruiser, 400-pounder, this Monsoon, the Manchurian Giant. So I'll need that rest tomorrow for that match.
Well, that certainly won't be any tea party.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah, well...
I mean, just fascinating. Apparently, this footage, I don't know if it's unseen, but certainly not been shown. I don't even know where he's got this from. I've never seen this. He must have found a real stash of footage today because he has shown a load of stuff I've never seen before. So, same account that had that WrestleMania 1 crowd interview footage. So, Robs, shout out to you. There was also a match with Bruno and Killer Kowalski that was also apparently not shown before. So... crazy. Christopher, thank you. So here, The Rock just saying, like, heartbroken, grateful for every ounce of love. So it looks like his dog sadly passed away. The Rock announced the passing of his dog, Hobbs. So his dog passing away, very sad. And then that picture of Asuka and Kairi. Right, I think we've just got community and thanks. So Hayden was at NXT tonight. Hope you had a great time, buds. Show was absolutely brilliant. So I hope it came across that way at the event. Dean said, look at this tattoo I got in 2017. It was my first tattoo. Very good. Love that. I feel like you could really add to that if you wanted. You know, you could really like build around it. So very good, Dean. Shout out to you, buds. Uncle Revel got a like from Dustin Rhodes. Congrats. Kelly the Wise Lady got a like from Carrion Cross. Uncle Revel as well has managed to get a photo op with Alexa Bliss on Friday. So, wow, that's special. You better send me that picture. Everyone's going to want to see that picture. So, Uncle Revel, shout out to you. Riddicks, just looking at some of the cards that they pulled, got a signed Jakara Jackson and a signed Fallon Henley. Got a few other nice little bits, Dexter Loomis and whatnot. The Riz, loving that. So very good. So these are like limited refractors and everything. So Riddick, shout out to you. And Craig got these cards as well. Got Alexa coming back at the Rumble. Got Jay winning the Rumble. Got Roxanne setting that new Iron Woman records. So they've done well actually to get Rumble cards out already. So Craig, shout out to you as well, buds. So there we go. That was today's Unseen. Pretty stacked because NXT was stacked. So Sheffy, thank you, my friend. Big Bam, wrestling's biggest fan. Sweet Chin Wrestling, Flyg Music, King Yeet Newsletter, Bradley, Real Wrestling Fan, CM Chunk, Christopher, CM Chunk again, Brett, Adam. We had Raymond, we had Wild Child Billy, we had Jang Tae Sang, we had Parker, we had Emmanuel, Tony, Patrick Smith, we had Kelly the Wise Lady, we had Metal Mama. A big thank you for all the support, all the retweets, all the love that this video series continues to get. It is so appreciated. As we keep saying, we do the streams, but we do these videos as well, and they're a big part of the channel. So a big, big thank you for all the support in these videos. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I thought there's some really good stuff. I love that WrestleMania 1 footage. I thought that was great. But some of the stuff from NXT, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate the support as always, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.